Somewhere early in coach training, a belief takes hold that a coach should only ask questions. Ask, don't tell. And it comes from genuinely good instincts. So in this video, we're going to hold that belief up to the light. We'll look at where it comes from, where it serves the client, and where holding it too tightly quietly leaves real capability on the table. Then we'll meet the sub-competency that gives you explicit permission to do more than ask, including a change that arrived in the 2025 release. Stay with me because this one reframes what coaching is allowed to be. Let's start with where this belief comes from, because the instincts underneath it are sound. Coaches who hold to ask, don't tell are trying to avoid advice giving. They're trying to stay client-centered. They're trying not to solve problems for the people they coach. Those are solid foundations, and you should keep them. Here's the turn. Taken too far, that same belief starts to cost you. When you commit to questions and nothing else, you can end up withholding contributions that would genuinely help. The observation you noticed, the pattern that's been building for 3 sessions, the piece of information that could open a door. So the very instincts that protect the coaching relationship applied rigidly can stop you from serving the client fully. Good instinct, wrong dial setting. So let me be clear about questions, because I'm not arguing against them. Questions are essential. They will always be at the center of what you do. What I'm inviting you to see is that they are one tool, not the entire repertoire. When a coach gets rigid about asking and only asking, look at what goes unspoken. The observation you noticed about their language gets swallowed. The pattern you can see forming across their story stays hidden. The information that might unlock the whole thing never makes it into the room. None of that is client-centered. It's just a self-imposed limit wearing the costume of discipline. The client came to grow, and you're holding back the very things that could help them grow. Here is what ICF actually says. In Sub-competency 7.11, shares observations, insights, and feelings without attachment that have the potential to create new learning for the client. Read that slowly because of what it's giving you. ICF is explicitly saying coaches can share, not only ask, share. And in the 2025 update, the framework adds knowledge to that list of what a coach may contribute. Now hear what this is not. This is not permission to lecture. It's not a green light for advice. It's permission to bring your full self into the conversation on the condition that it serves the client's learning. That condition is everything, and we'll get to exactly how it works. Let's name the 2025 change directly because it's small in words and large in meaning. 2 things shifted in this sub-competency. First, the word knowledge was added. Knowledge joins observations and feelings as something a coach is allowed to offer. We'll spend real time on what that does and doesn't mean later in this unit. Second, and just as important, the wording around insights moved. In the older version, insights were the coach's contribution. In the 2025 version, the language shifts so that insights are what land with the client. That's not a wording detail. It's a reminder of who makes meaning here. You offer the raw material. The client is the one who turns it into insight. The client stays the meaning maker. So what can you actually contribute beyond questions? 4 things. Observations, which is what you notice about your client. Their patterns, their language, the shifts in their energy. You reflect it back so they can see themselves more clearly. Insights, the connections you detect across their story, the pieces that help them see the bigger picture. Knowledge, which is the new emphasis in 2025. Relevant information, frameworks, perspectives that might create new learning, offered as possibilities and never as prescriptions. And feelings, your authentic response to what you're hearing. Shared with care, that creates a deeper connection and a deeper awareness. 4 contributions, all of them legitimate, all of them coaching when you offer them the right way. Now, what makes this coaching and not advice giving? 2 qualifiers, and they do all the work. The first is without attachment. You offer your perspective freely with no need to be right. The client can take it, leave it, or build something new from it, and you're genuinely fine with any of those. The second is potential for new learning. Everything you share has to serve the client's exploration and discovery. Never your own agenda. Never your need to demonstrate expertise. The distinction is subtle, and it's essential. You're offering your perspective in service of their discovery. You are not positioning yourself as the expert who has the answers. Hold both qualifiers, and a shared observation stays coaching. Drop either one, and it quietly slides into consulting. So here's what I want you to carry out of this one. Questions are essential, and they are not sufficient on their own. Your observations, your insights, and yes, your knowledge are legitimate ways to serve the client's awareness. What separates coaching from advice is never whether you share. It's how. With curiosity, with openness, inviting the client to explore rather than asking them to accept. That's the principle. In the next video, we'll get concrete and look at what making effective observations actually sounds like in practice, with examples you can take into your very next session and use.